Hello everyone, my name is Cube and I will be your host, at least until they find someone to replace me. This is Moustache Theories, so it's a pleasure to meet you. How are you all doing? First of all, let me ask you to drop a like and to subscribe if you are new here because it helps the channel a lot. Now, it's time to start the...
Mustache.
It's time to start discussing this week's theory. Today I bring you how Snoke, Palpatine, Rey and Vader connect with each other. Guys, I will start by discussing some important details or relevant facts in the Star Wars universe to build up this theory, and after that I will start presenting the theory. Let's start by discussing Anakin's creation. We are shown in the Phantom Menace that Anakin had no father. His conception was presented to us as a miracle. La, 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 la. Qui-Gon Jinn even says that Anakin has the biggest midi-chlorian count among any known Jedi. For anyone who doesn't know, the midi-chlorian is a cellular component which enables living beings of interacting with the Force. So, if he has the biggest midi-chlorian count, he has at least the bloodline potential of becoming the most powerful human Force user. La 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 la. Later, during the Revenge of the Sith, there is an important conversation between Anakin and Palpatine at the opera. During this conversation, we are told about Palpatine's master, Darth Plagueis, who was so powerful and so versed on the dark side of the Force that he could even prevent people from dying. Oh? And he could even create life. Oh. La 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 la. With this, we might theorize that Anakin's bloodline was created by Darth Plagueis. This is the first part of the theory. Now, let's talk about Snoke and Kylo Ren. We know that Snoke is basically occupying the position of Dark Lord of the Sith. He is clearly powerful on the dark side, he rules over the First Order, and he has an apprentice, Kylo Ren. So, we might assume that if he is not a Dark Lord of the Sith, there is at least a chance he might have been one in the past. Let's talk about the last Sith training step. To finish their training and no longer being called Sith apprentices, but Dark Lords of the Sith, it's one of the Sith rules. It's called the Rule of Two. For the Sith apprentice to become a master, he has to become powerful enough and then kill his own master. On The Last Jedi, Snoke is killed by Kylo Ren. But let's theorize first and then analyze the scene. Let's theorize that Darth Plagueis was so powerful that not only could he be a Force ghost or a Dark Force ghost, but he could also create life. He could also recreate a body for himself. Imagine he recreated himself as Snoke. Imagine Darth Plagueis is Snoke reincarnated. Or maybe Snoke could only return to his damaged body instead of creating one. This would at least explain the scars. Now, imagine that Snoke's objective is not to rule on the front lines, but to rule unseen. He creates a Dark Lord of the Sith and then disappears until he is needed to come back. Palpatine died, so someone needed to step in. Let's now analyze what happened on The Last Jedi. Snoke told Kylo he had seen in him a new Vader. He had seen the raw power of his bloodline in him. Bloodline that might have been created by himself. But now he was a damaged child. He was broken by the act of killing his father. Before Snoke dies, there are a number of important lines. Snoke says, and I quote, "My worthy apprentice, son of darkness, heir apparent to Lord Vader, where there was conflict, I now sense resolve. Where there was weakness, strength. Complete your training and fulfill your destiny."
Yes, Master.
If Snoke was indeed, or is indeed, a Sith Lord, completing Kylo Ren's training would imply for him to kill Snoke. He then says, "You think you can turn him? Pathetic child, I cannot be betrayed, I cannot be beaten, I see his mind, I see his every intent. Yes, I see him turning the lightsaber to strike true. And now, foolish child, he ignites it and kills his true enemy. His true enemy is Snoke himself, because while Snoke is still alive, he cannot become a Dark Lord of the Sith. He never said he kills you, referring to Rey. It was all to induce the viewer in an error, making the viewer think that Kylo betrayed Snoke. From that time forward, he clearly adopted a more Vaderish attitude. Now, Snoke is supposedly dead, but if he is indeed Plagueis, we will see him again for sure. In my opinion, he is Plagueis, he is immortal, and we will see him again for sure. Now, remember Palpatine? What if, when he killed his master, he was already as powerful as his master, or even more? One might assume that not only he is also immortal, but we might see him again. We know that Rey is very powerful in the Force. A genius, we might say. She was able to defeat a Sith apprentice who trained a lot for sure, not only under Snoke but also under Skywalker, the first time she held a lightsaber on her hands. This was due to how powerful she is with the Force. We might assume she might have a similar midi-chlorian count to Anakin. Let's assume that her parents, the ones that abandoned her, do not matter, just like Kylo said. Why? Because probably at least her father is a foster parent, maybe her mother too, or not, but in my opinion she was created by Palpatine, who is now back on a body, or maybe he created life while being a Force ghost. Why? Because this might have been the only thing his master achieved that he didn't. There is also the possibility that it was the other way around. Palpatine created Anakin and then Snoke created Rey. Guys, I wanna ask you what you think of this theory, and if you believe it, which one created Anakin and which one created Rey. If I forgot something or if you want to add anything, just leave your answers and opinions in the comment section down below. I'll answer as soon as possible. Hope you enjoyed this video, don't forget to follow me on Twitch, join me on Discord, the links will be in the description, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Cube closing the news, and I'll see you next time.
Moustache. Moustache. Moustache.
Tan tan, tararan tan tan tan, tararan tan 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 tan, tararan tan tan tan, tan 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 tan, taran tan.